Alright guys, welcome back for more gaming news. It's again every time here, and tonight we will be discussing about new upcoming gaming title, Clockwork Revolution, inclusive of its release date, and with all latest news and rumors surrounding it. Clockwork Revolution is one of those games that, every time you remember it's heading our way, you can't think of anything else. Developer INXILE Entertainment is behind this upcoming time-bending steampunk shooter, with the studio taking a well-earned break from the Wasteland and Bard's Tale franchises to tackle this exciting new IP. One of the most promising games revealed during the 2023 Xbox Game Showcase was Clockwork Revolution, a new steampunk RPG from the California-based developer INXILE Entertainment. This studio, which was acquired by Microsoft in 2018, is best known for making isometric CRPGs like the Bard's Tale 4 and Wasteland 3. Most of its games are often classified as AA due to their limited budgets. Clockwork Revolution, however, is shaping up to be a big turning point for the developer. Not only is it INXILE Entertainment's first proper AAA game, but it's also the first FPS game the studio has ever made. While there is no shortage of first-person RPGs on the market, Clockwork Revolution stands out among the crowd thanks to its unique time travel mechanics. In the game, players are given control over an object called the chronometer, which lets them travel back in time to change the present. This powerful machine can alter the course of the game's story, and it can even be used during combat. The premise of Clockwork Revolution sounds very interesting, but unfortunately, fans will have to wait a while to experience the RPG themselves. Even though more than 2 years has passed since its announcement, INXILE has yet to share a release window for its upcoming game. Since 2025 is here, it's about time that the company clues fans in on the project. Microsoft Gaming is yet to officially confirm a Clockwork Revolution release date. However, there are indications that the shooter is set to land this year. Eager fans have been digging into the resumes of attached voice actors, with one such suggesting that INXILE's latest is set to land next year. It's all guesswork right now though. The game hasn't been seen since 2023, when INXILE said that it was still in early development, as it shared its pre-alpha reveal footage. In June 2024, Microsoft hosted its annual Xbox Games Showcase, where it showed off new trailers for games like Perfect Dark, State of Decay 3, and Gears of War E-Day. The event was very well received, but it lacked one major first-party title, Clockwork Revolution. Many fans thought that the game would make an appearance at the showcase, so when it didn't show up, they were disappointed. Shortly after the presentation took place, however, rumors started to circulate that INXILE's highly anticipated RPG was planned for 2025. A user on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit shared a resume from an anonymous voice actor, which reportedly indicated that Clockwork Revolution would come out this year. If true, this meant that it would launch alongside other Xbox first-party titles scheduled for 2025, such as Fable, South of Midnight, and Doom: The Dark Ages. It didn't take long for INXILE to debunk this claim, however. In a meme it posted on Twitter, the company suggested that the 2025 launch window for Clockwork Revolution was just made up, and that it was still trying to determine when its game would be released. The fact that INXILE refuted the rumors surrounding Clockwork Revolution's release window didn't necessarily rule out a 2025 launch for the game, but it did make it far less likely. Back when it was announced in June of last year, the steampunk RPG was still in pre-alpha and wasn't close to being finished. Even though 4 years have passed since INXILE released its last game, it seems like the company still needs more time to work on Clockwork Revolution. As such, players should probably expect the RPG to come out in 2026 at the earliest. However, since INXILE is an in-house developer, we know the platforms. The game will be launching exclusively for PC and Xbox Series X and S. Currently, it's unclear whether or not the game will be backward compatible with Xbox One, but more information might be released once we know when to expect the title. In addition, we do know that Clockwork Revolution will be coming to Xbox Game Pass as a Day 1 release, so any active subscribers to Xbox Game Pass will be able to pick up the title as soon as it's released. Even though the information we currently have on what to expect is pretty limited, there's a high chance it could become one of the best single-player games on Xbox Game Pass, alongside one of the best Xbox Game Pass games in general. Whether or not the title will eventually spill onto other consoles is currently uncertain too, but we expect it to remain an Xbox and PC exclusive for now. Although we would love to see it land on PS5 or even last-gen consoles, we wouldn't be surprised if it stayed on Xbox Series X and S and PC. What's unclear is whether a Clockwork Revolution PS5 release is likely. Microsoft has been publishing more of its games on rival platforms, but you should expect Clockwork Revolution to have at least a small window of Xbox exclusivity. The Clockwork Revolution announcement trailer, as seen during the Xbox Games 2023 showcase, did a great job of setting the scene. In it, we get a look at the Victorian steampunk aesthetic of the world of Avalon, including flying steam trains and large blimps floating in the sky. There are robots aplenty in this futuristic take on the Victorian Industrial Revolution, and we also meet the game's protagonist for the first time as well. As she defaces a poster of the mysterious Lady Ironwood, it's made clear that this is one ruler who rules her city with an appropriately tight iron grip. Lady Ironwood's voice underscores the trailer, sounding like a perfectly poised bad guy already, and judging from the impressive array of old-fashioned yet high-tech looking weapons wielded by the playable character during the gameplay sequences shown, we're going to have a lot of fun taking her down. INXILE is the developer team behind Clockwork Revolution, with this being its first title published by Xbox Game Studio. The magical industrial setting of Avalon is nothing new to some members of INXILE. However, with game director Chad Moore and principal designer Jason Anderson at the helm, the studio's work on 2001's Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura is bound to be helpful in this new steampunk RPG, and 22 years since Arcanum's launch, it'll be interesting to see those influences bleed through. Naturally, you probably know INXILE best from its work on the Wasteland series, the precursor to the Fallout franchise. Clockwork Revolution is INXILE Entertainment's first AAA game under Xbox Game Studios. It is also their biggest game in terms of scope and budget. The game was first announced at the Xbox Game Showcase on June 12, 2023. It is an action RPG headed up by Chad Moore as game director and Jason Anderson as principal designer. On January 30, 2024, INXILE Entertainment announced that they are partnering with the newly founded video game studio Shapeshifter Games to develop Clockwork Revolution. Shapeshifter Games will offer co-development support for this game. The story and setting of Clockwork Revolution take place in the metropolis of Avalon, a vibrant, steam-powered city that has been carefully crafted through the alteration of historical events. Outside of its fantastical mechanics and its wealthy overlords replacing their limbs with clockwork prosthetics, Avalon's beauty hides a dark secret that becomes your duty to uncover. Prior to your arrival, you find a device that allows you to travel into the past, which is where you stumble into the new city you've decided to call home. Although it may stunt you with its beauty initially, Avalon is home to a ruthless dictator, Lady Ironwood, who has been the one behind the alteration to construct the city. Rather than focusing on creating a location perfect for all citizens, Ironwood has abused her device to keep herself at the top of the food chain in terms of both wealth and power, which leaves the working class struggling. With your time-bending device, you'll need to travel back to key moments in history to alter certain elements to impact Avalon and its citizens in an attempt to stop Ironwood's hierarchy. But it's essential to keep an eye on your impact, since a drastic butterfly effect chain might take place and twist your actions in ways you wouldn't initially expect. In addition to affecting Avalon itself, you'll also need to consider how your actions affect its citizens. The mostly mechanical inhabitants of Avalon are incredibly narrative-driven, so you'll need to be consistently interacting with the environment and characters in order to understand why things have happened and how you can rectify any actions while keeping the long-term effects in your back pocket. The Clockwork Revolution Bioshock vibes are uncanny, aren't they? The latest title from Wasteland developer INXILE is an FPS action game with a distinctly sci-fi take on a historical setting. According to Xbox Wire, it also features dynamic time-bending combat, deep interconnected role-playing systems, and the ability to create your own unique character from the ground up. The city of Avalon itself is looking particularly interesting, a vibrant Victorian-era metropolis where wealthy industrialists replace their limbs with ornate clockwork prosthetics and mechanical servants fulfill their masters' every whim. These technological advancements hold nefarious origins, however, as Lady Ironwood's use of time travel allows her to change moments in Avalon's history to keep the social strata working for her and her fellow upper-class citizens. The time travel device, known as the chronometer, is something we will be using ourselves as we explore the world of Clockwork Revolution. With it, we can travel back in time, choose how to influence the past, and then return to the present to experience the effects of your decisions. On top of this, the gameplay sequences shown in the trailer depict first-person gunplay using a variety of muskets and other, more technically advanced pieces of equipment that function much the same. Clockwork Revolution is a first-person action RPG with a heavy emphasis on its dynamic combat and intricate character systems, which are designed for you to carve a unique path dependent on your approach to certain scenarios. Between exploring Avalon and utilizing the chronometer to revisit the past in an attempt to stop Ironwood's tyrannical reign, there's a huge amount to discover throughout the game, but obviously there are numerous forces desperately trying to stop you too. Combat adopts an FPS approach, introducing numerous sci-fi and steampunk-inspired weapons for you to learn how to use alongside towering mechanical enemies and bosses you should expect to face whenever you're attempting to change the past. Within the official reveal trailer, we see numerous shots of Avalon showing what seems like before and after events have been altered, so we can expect to have visual indicators, such as a once thriving building now derelict, of when our actions have seriously impacted life in the city. Currently, we don't know too much about how the use of the chronometer works, nor have we seen much about the exploration side of Avalon, but with no release date set in stone, there's still plenty of opportunity for an in-game footage insight to be released, or a spotlight on certain mechanics prior to the release of the title. Even though there's still a lot to learn about what to expect from how exactly the game does play out, from the official reveal trailer, Clockwork Revolution appears like a mix of Fallout and BioShock Infinite. While it's evident that it does present a unique setting and story, alongside an armory of unique weapons and enemies we should prepare to face, we are speculating that there will be a similarity within Clockwork Revolution's gameplay. Even if Clockwork Revolution isn't being launched anytime soon, Microsoft should provide more information on the game in the near future, preferably at an event like the Game Awards. The firm often shares details about its first-party titles years before they're released, so a Clockwork Revolution trailer drop at the TGAs won't be that unprecedented. There is so much about the game that has yet to be unveiled, from its choice and consequence systems and time travel combat mechanics to its dialogue trees and character creation systems. With how little is known about Clockwork Revolution, it's only a matter of time until it comes out of hiding. And there you have it. This is everything we know about Clockwork Revolution so far. Some additional info might be unveiled over the course of time, so make sure to check back as we'll be updating our channel soon as more information get revealed from developers and all that. In the meantime, why not take a look at all the latest information surrounding the other hotly anticipated titles present in our channel. So guys, that's it. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give this video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Till then, peace.